Ladies and gentlemen, once again it is, for the 707th time, the Mason and Friends Show, featuring that dude called Mike, a.k.a. Sir Chokes a Lot. As well as that dude called Unit, a.k.a. Juno Mars.
Hey, girls.
As well as the gentleman Toker, a.k.a. Joe.
Hey, what's up? Glad to be here.
Thank you for joining us. My name's Mason. Welcome to the Mason and Friends Show.
What's happening, y'all? What's good out there today? And check this out. I believe I got this. I'm going to say it. Can you say his name 5 times? And he pops up.
It's not it.
Oh, goddamn, it's not Candyman.
It's not Candyman.
Fuck.
This ain't Candyman.
I thought I had it.
No,
Son of a bitch.
Man, I don't know. Is it sci-fi or is it like a mystery?
It's a thriller. It's a thriller. It's okay, big hint. It's like a remake.
It's a remake.
It's a remake. So they made a thriller back in the day, and then they made it still back in the day at this point.
Psycho.
No.
But I'm on the right path.
You're in the realm.
Birds.
No.
No. Fuck. American Psycho wasn't a remake.
I think 2 out of 3 of y'all are actually going to be a little upset at me when we get around to what this is.
Man,
I'm going to bring it back up for you, Mike. I'm going to let it all caution to the wind.
Bitch.
Fuck you, YouTube. Go on a copyright infringement, bitch. I don't care.
Fuck it. We're going to get this.
Are you, Mike?
No, I'm not. Probably not.
Come on,
I'm
Mike.
going with it.
I believe in you, dude.
I know. I believe in me, too.
We're 2 minutes into 5.5.
Fuck. Okay. It's a remake. Old joint. It's a thriller.
It's from the 90s.
The night. Is it, what's that bitch?
He's going to be so mad at me.
Fuck it. It's not Scream. Scream wasn't a remake.
No, it's not Scream. It's not like any of the Halloween or anything like that.
Right.
Jason or nothing like
This
that.
is a Scorsese movie.
Ah, fucking shit. You know I'm not good with directors and their goddamn work. Fuck, man. Alright, what we got?
Cape Fear.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Sorry, motherfucker.
He mentioned it before the show, and I was like, oh, that's got a good intro. Let me bring it up.
God damn it.
And then you immediately locked in, like, what is this?
Because I thought it was Candyman, when it dropped. It's like, fuck. Ain't that about a bitch?
Because this is a great fucking movie. This is a great movie.
Oh, God dog it. Motherfucker. Well, anyway, before we get started with everything, gotta give a shout out. And I told you, my man, you tune in. Rickety Ship crew member Shay, man, Mr. Get the Party motherfucking started.
Get the party started, Shay.
I'm telling you,
Holla.
this dude tripped me the fuck out at Das Verboten's company party because he was like, look, they had some slow songs going, so me and Das Verboten, we dancing, doing our thing. He comes up, he goes, look, I'm telling the DJ to play Locomotion. We're gonna get everybody in like a kind of like a conga line type shit. He said we're gonna go around the entire room, get people on this conga line type shit while Locomotion is playing. Then he said we're gonna get to the floor. Once we get to the dance floor, he's gonna turn on Outstanding, and the party's gonna jump off from there. And I'm like, whatever, do your thing.
You didn't believe him.
Fuck no.
You didn't think this man was going to get the party jumping?
Not at all.
This is a member of the Rickety Ship crew.
Yeah, but I was like,
I believe in you, dude.
I was like, man, I want to see this happen.
Mike, tell me this motherfucker got the party started.
They started, exactly. Locomotion started playing. They started the motherfucking train line, going around picking people up from table to table to table. Go all the way around the whole goddamn room, got to the dance floor. DJ right on time, drops Outstanding. Outstanding hit, motherfuckers, the dance floor was packed. People were getting it. I went up to this motherfucker and said, yo, you was motherfucking right. God damn it, you knew what the fuck you was talking
Now tell
about.
me this member of the Rickety Ship crew's name again.
Shay, Mr. Get the Party motherfucking started.
Shay, I'm so proud of you right now. I knew when Mike said he didn't believe in you that you were going to come through.
I had to see it happen. I was like, man, this man is confident in what he's saying. He's like, I used to DJ. I know exactly how to get this thing going. And damn if he didn't, because once they got on the floor, shit never emptied. I was like, all right, my man know exactly what the fuck he doing, yo. Appreciate you, Shay.
Shout out Shay.
Yep.
I like that, man. We got members of the Rickety Ship Crew running up on Mike out in the public, man. I like that.
It's fucking amazing, bro. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
And welcome.
Hey, Shay, man, reach out to me. I'll send you some stickers and shit you can put on walls and bathroom stalls and things like that.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Hook up, man.
Now, welcome, Mr. Gentleman Toker, Mr. Toker.
Absolutely.
Happy to have you here with us, brother.
That's what's up. Thank you.
Yeah, man. See everything you're doing out there. I've been watching you on Instagram and whatnot. I've been following you for a long ass time. I think since
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I saw you at the first Cannabis Festival we went to, and I was like,
Yep.
I gotta talk to that guy, but I didn't get up to you that day. But we saw you last time we were there. So.
Well, it's good. I mean, it's better that you came up to me recently so that I remember it.
Yeah. It was such a Cannabis Festival. I'm not sure which one it was, but I know it wasn't the one that I talked to you at.
Yeah.
I think it was the first one we went to.
The first one we went to,
which was before pandemia.
Yes, yeah, because we was really just green at going and doing things for the show at that
That was the one where I went and I hadn't been heavily medicating myself with allergy medicine and doing neti pots, and it was just fucking murder.
It was rough that
I couldn't
year.
breathe.
It was hot.
I was in a grow tent where they were talking about growing, and people were asking questions, and I just wanted to yell at them because they didn't know the answers to things that I knew the answers to, but I couldn't talk because my head hurt. And I was high as shit, and I was like, I can't. They were like, how do you tell the difference between a male and a female plant? I'm like,
Yeah, you know, when I'm walking around those things, especially back in the day, like, it was always surprising to me when people were like, oh, hey, like, I recognize you. I'm like, from what? I'm a blogger. What are you talking about?
It's amazing, bro, how it happens, though, because, like, when we actually had a chance to talk to you last year, which was cool as shit, because we've been trying to get to you for a minute now, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to run into, because we have an idea when we go to events like that, they're like, all right, if we see these individuals, we got to at least stop and pick their brain a little bit and see what they think about how the process of legalization is going.
well, right,
You know
like,
what I mean?
like you're in a similar space as far as like doing, like, we're not like weed specific, but we love weed.
Yes.
So like when it comes up, we're pro it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
All day.
We're often involved with it. So like you're like in the spectrum of doing marijuana specific related content. So like, you know, it's just an interesting kind of thing to be like, hey, what are you doing with your thing? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm glad you guys came up. You know, legalization is one of those, you know, it's like everything. You know, you get to the surface level and you get one idea, and then as you dig in, like, now, like, the cool thing is not liking legalization. You know what I mean? Like, that's how far we've come with it, too. I mean, I was standing in lines at, like, I remember when Vegas had their first day of sales. I was standing in line that night waiting for midnight to crack so we could go in there and do that. And now, like, a lot of people are like, whoa, hold up. Maybe we just want decriminalization because legalization has not kept the money in the community. It's, you know, fueled these multi-state operators that, you know, have, you know, corporate mids. You know, there's not a lot of really great stuff. That is when you're looking at the East Coast, when you're looking at the Midwest. I mean, obviously it's a bit different when you're getting to the very mature states like Colorado and California and Oregon and Washington. Those ones you tend to get a lot more options. But if you talk to the people out there, I recently got to talk to Rozkai Paul on the podcast, and you know, it was the same old story. Like, everything that I heard him complain about in Washington is things that I've seen elsewhere. So yeah, you know, we're going to get legalization sooner than later, I think. I'm optimistic about it. There's a lot of politics involved, obviously. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of people have just been like, well, just do this and just do that. And, you know, it's not so easy as like a stroke of the pen. There's a lot of considerations.
The problem is that most people don't understand how government works in the slightest. And I want to be like, well, they just need to do this, they just need to do that. And that's, you're coming from an uninformed perspective, and it's obnoxious when people that just don't know how it works say how it should work, when, like, you gotta understand how it works before you can change it. Like, you gotta understand how your car works before you can tune it. You gotta, like, know, like, the basics of growing weed before you can start thinking about pheno hunting. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
People don't think about stuff in, like, start to finish perspective.
They want the finished product.
Right.
You know,
I agree with that. I like to, you know, I love the passion. I love that, you know, people want things done. But yeah, I have noticed that and that's what I've always tried to do with the site is, you know, encourage people to think critically about cannabis and legalization and dispensaries and all this sort of thing. They don't have the perspective of like what all it takes, all the different levers you have to pull, all the, you know, things to make something happen.
Right.
So yeah, I'm lucky. Like, when I was young, I worked something like 30 plus jobs between the time I was 16 and like 22, and it gave me a real good perspective for like how things actually work behind the scenes in a number of different industries.
And how to fake drug tests, I would imagine.
That's the same way it works, bro. You just gotta find someone that's got plain piss and carry it on in there. Because those fuckers don't care.
I like buying the fake, but, you know, that's not what today's about. That's not what this episode is about. So, like, yeah, I often talk about what I would do when I get elected president, and I want to legalize drugs and legalize prostitution and tax the churches as well as tax the drugs and the prostitution, and refunnel that money into infrastructure rebuilding and you know, roads and internet and things that people need.
basically allocate the money coming in to go to the right places.
Right. I mean, the biggest issue I think that is really the problem with America is the misuse of tax dollars. Like, you got plenty of tax dollars if you don't fucking misuse them. We don't need $800 toilets on battleships and things like that. You know? Like, and if nobody's willing to, like, call it for what it is. Come on, man. You got to call
$800 toilet, man?
Yeah, man, it's the misuse of our tax dollars, and it's
What does that
rampant, and
do?
it's all over. Well, it takes the shit and flushes it to like wherever it goes on the battleship. Like it's like a normal toilet.
That's one of the examples that everybody goes to, and I've learned recently it's kind of misleading in that, like, so you need a very special kind of toilet seat for your battleship, right? Like, it's got to be custom, and it's like a one-off, basically, right? So that's why the price tag is so high. They're not paying $800 for a hammer.
It's not your Moen.
Yeah,
It's your Moen toilet that they put out on there.
Check that out.
Yeah, it's a bad example, but like
I'm gonna check
it's
it out there.
but it's
Yeah.
to the point. You know what I mean? And like, because like I can't tell you everything that we're doing that's stupid with our tax dollars, but like, I don't know, sending everything to Ukraine sounds like a bad idea when we can't drink water in Flint, Michigan. You know?
Well, I think what was it, some kind of 8 million or 8 billion kind of package for the fucking defense or some shit, like 800 billion.
Right, but we can't get weed legal? Like, how much money look, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 10% to go to your whatever war funds you want to put it to. Like, give me the other 90% of the money we make off of weed to, like, you know, fix the country and shit.
Did you hear about, it's this reality star guy, apparently he's a real preacher and wants to bring weed to the church because he feels that if he can get weed in the church and the weed to grow or the church to grow weed, that he can bring in young cats to, you know, and bring more to the congregation.
What would Jesus smoke?
You know, and the people were up,
I can dig it, man.
people were up in a tizzy off of this shit. I'm like, yo, if the man is trying to do something that's going to actually benefit the community, because he's like, look,
It's because people still believe in the reefer madness propaganda.
yeah, because he was like, look, if I get these kids in here, teach them how to grow weed, I can teach them how to grow other shit too. I can teach them how to do this. I can teach them to, you know, how to make a profit or make a business out of what we're doing here. It's all going to be learning. And I'm like, you know, I'm actually for that right there. If you're able to take something and teach somebody else how to be an entrepreneur, let's put it that way. If you can teach entrepreneurship to a younger generation in a community that doesn't have those opportunities,
Well,
why be against that?
most
You know what I mean?
communities don't have that
But
kind
the
of
thing
opportunity.
is, they're all like, well, it's because it's in the church. Well, didn't Smokey say it best? God put this on the earth for me and you.
For you and me.
Yeah.
There is a monastery of nuns, I believe they're out in California, that grow cannabis.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Sisters with the green.
My kind of ladies.
Huh.
Other than the celibacy thing, you know what I mean? Like,
Hey, look. Yeah.
I'm like, come on, girl, let's smoke just weed and take our clothes off.
Now, can you see Sister Mary Clarence? Whoopi growing some weed. Now, that's great. That's nice. That's
Hells yeah.
It's amazing right there.
Dude, the Catholics make some good liquor. I imagine they'd grow some good weed.
Monks, you know, famous
with
for
their
making
wine?
beer and stuff like like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I bet you they have that good.
Well, they got that
up
good
there.
water, so you know they making good shit.
That's that shit that's gonna hit your third eye.
That's better than that bottom Boucher water right there.
Yeah.
That monk water,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, monk water makes the weed grow nice.
I guarantee
It's
it.
got the proper nutrient balance in it. Plus, it's in the mountains. Like, that's where the good shit is,
That
man.
high altitude right there.
Years ago, I had a house on the mountain. I grew some great weed up there. Barely had to put any nutrients in it. Just once. I would do like, I used that fish fertilizer, the Neptune brand, and I'd drop that in like twice,
yeah.
maybe 3 times over the whole cycle. Then just flush the shit out of it in the last like 3 weeks. Money. Amazing weed.
That's what I've noticed
Get
now.
that good shit from the mountains, man. That good water mountain.
That water, that soil, everything good up there, man.
Yeah.
Plus, I've noticed a lot more people now are growing their own versus having to reach out to someplace else.
The teach a man to fish mentality, man.
I'm done, like I'm done with dispensaries and stuff like that. Like personally, like I go with people that I know that grow at this point and that grow great stuff. Well, the dispensaries, they keep changing this stuff up, so like now you can't even smell the flower. Everything's pre-packaged. They started doing that around COVID, but it wasn't because of COVID. It was already, at least in Maryland, they had passed a law changed the rules a few months prior to that. But anyway, yeah, you can't smell it. It's just literally like gambling with your money.
Yeah, take a look, see what you think.
Like they post up a generic picture
Well, and
on the menu.
that's also discarding the fact that you can tell a lot if you want to fuck with it or not, just from the smell.
Yeah,
I've smelled some weed and been like, yeah, I'm good. Nah, no thank you.
100%.
I appreciate it, but like, I'm a snob with it at this point.
Oh yeah.
And out west, like, I never recall being out west and being able to smell anything, but there I would just go with whatever had the highest ratings, typically. Like, let me get that, or a brand that I trusted, like CBX, like Cannabis.
Okay, yeah. I think that's the right way to do it. I mean, there has to be some level of experimentation unless you find somebody to follow whatever your market is, that's, really into the market and can kind of guide you towards what brands and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, it is a matter of like, okay, checking out a few brands, seeing where they're really at, and then, there are a couple brands that I like and I can buy sight unseen.
Right.
Like Alternative Solutions in DC.
Yeah.
They're one of the medical cultivators, and they really do, like, they've stepped their game up so much in the last couple of years. They've got some really great strains out there, and I don't even mind, like, I'm just like, yeah, I'll take that, and I'll go home and try it, and I'm happy with it.
Right, you trust their quality control.
Because didn't DC change to where now you can, I guess, self-medicate, card yourself now? Is something like that?
No, you're thinking of Virginia. You can diaggnose yourself in Virginia.
I think DC did
DC
too,
too.
right? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And they even changed it so guests coming into DC can do the same thing. You can get a 30-day temporary card. Of course, you're a resident.
Yeah.
It's like a year or whatever it is.
That's pretty dope.
And then after 30 days, can you just repeat it? Like, hey, look,
Yeah.
a word.
Yeah,
Shut up.
It's $30 each time, though.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
I bet.
I think I spent
I'll keep doing it for free right
I think I spent $90 or something like that. And
I thought they gave me.
when I was in Vegas to go to California, because I was in Vegas the year before California legal. I had to go have like this big medical thing, and when I was in Vegas, I went to a store where I got a California medical card, and then I went to California and was able to go to 12 out of the 13 or however many places I went. Only one was like, yeah, we can't fuck with you, and that one was right next to Miramar, the Air Force Base in Top Gun. And I guess it had something to do with how close I was to Miramar or some shit. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, they actually looked at it.
I mean, it was literally
They
right
actually
across the
looked at your
street.
shit. Was like, yeah, no, this is fake as shit.
No,
Let you ride, dog,
no, it was
but-
real. It had,
legit.
it had my Virginia state address, and like it said California medical card for Virginia state resident.
Oh, they might.
I mean,
yeah, nah, we can't.
it was crazy, dude.
Not today. You just gotta go.
It was crazy.
2 streets over.
But it worked. I went to places like there's also shops like Urban Leaf. I would go to an Urban Leaf and ask questions and feel like I'm gonna get something decent, like, because I know I can't just go out west and grow my own. Like, I'm gonna have to go somewhere and buy things. You know what I mean? If I were to go to California, hang out with friends or visit people, like, I might luck into somebody having some good weed that could hook me up, but I would rely on, I need to go find some antibiotics or something in that realm I need to go to like an Urban Leaf or somewhere.
Yeah, as much as brands are important, one of the strategies that I really like is you find a bud tender that you talk with them extensively, and then you go home and you try out what they suggested to you. And if it's on the right lines, it's smelling good, it's tasting good, then I go back and see that bud tender every time. Like, hey, you and me, we're on the same level. So what do you like this week? And I found that to be pretty successful when trying out new stuff too.
Yeah, that's how my peoples do it. Yeah, I got peoples up in Maryland right now, and go right there and they're like, all right, look, check this out. I got something for you. Try this. You never had a problem. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing because, like, I mean, fuck. We haven't been doing this video for more than a year.
Yeah.
We've got over 700 episodes now. We've been at this for 5 years. We got less than a year of videos on, and that's only because, I mean, weed legalized in Virginia, like, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
It's been 2 years because of where I'm working at. Yeah.
And it's taken a while to, like, build the setup to be able to do the video, but at the same time, it's like, do I even want to risk it? You know what I mean? Because I've come from this era of, no, I don't do that shit. Like, I'm high as a kite, like, denying that I get high. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just the era that I come from. And I don't like it, and I'm trying to, like, be a part of the move this out of the shadows kind of generation, because I guess that's, like, the cross for us to bear at this point, because of the age that we are. We remember things like fax machines and rotary phones and pay phones and pagers. And like, this is how we used to procure things, and I mean, like, so it's a totally different world now.
Meetups were different back then. It was like, yo, I'll meet you on this back road
I see
here
these
somewhere.
idiots
You know?
on Instagram recording their meetups. They're like recording and putting it out there like, hey, look, this is what we do. And I'm like, hey, all right, man. Good for you guys. Like,
There's a lot of old heads in the industry, especially if you talk to people out in California and again, like Pacific Northwest, where there was medical for a long time before there was recreational and stuff like that. And, they'll tell you that they were hesitant. There was a good portion that were hesitant to try out and get licenses because they were worried about what was going to happen with the government and what was going to happen with the, were people going to come after them for the past or,
right.
You know what I mean? So, like, there's still a lot of people that are in that prohibitionist time mindset of, like, I gotta be careful. It's fun. Like, I still, run around meeting brands. Like, half the time people don't give me their real names. And that's cool. Like, I get it. But, like,
right.
They'll tell me a year later, they're like, oh, my name's actually this. And I'm like, too late. You're that other name. I'm not gonna remember two names.
yeah, sorry, Earl. You're going to be Earl from here on. That's just how this is going to work.
But yeah, like, even out here, watching how it has changed over the just 2 years, and it's like, man, what the fuck? I end up having to get out of burning, and I'm like, oh, just looking at how shit's done changed is just amazing. Like, I literally work down the road from Beyond Hello, you know what I mean? And I drive by that joke when the doors are opening. It just smells great. But I haven't been in there, you know what I mean? Like, I would like to go in there, see what's going on, and talk to the people in there, but I'm like, it's gonna be too tempting.
Like, that's like being married and monogamous and going to a whorehouse and being like, so how's the pussy feeling, ladies? Like, is everything going good in there?
I just came in for a cup of water.
Looks nice. I just thought I'd have a drink and knock off, but
yeah, that's all I need.
I just wanted to catch a glimpse.
That's all. I smelled it when I walked by, just, hey, for JJ.
$10, I go in there.
It's worth the money, man, to give it a shot.
$5 before 5. I'm going in there.
You said 5 before 5.
I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah. But yeah, it's neat being near DC. It's really, since it's done what it has done. It has impacted the states around it so heavily. Yeah. I fucking love it. Because if DC hadn't gone legal, man, Virginia wouldn't be. It just wouldn't have.
Yeah, I think,
Because they look at the state, they look at that little space up there, and they're like, man, we got people from all over our state going there and scoring weed and coming back home.
Instead of we could do that right here.
Be able to let them do it here and just get in on this.
Might as well.
See, but it's like the problem is that big money mentality of, like, corporate structures wanting to control all of it.
Because when they issue license, that's going to be another problem.
Well,
you
like,
know?
what irks the shit out of me is I want to see, like, you know how you have, like, craft brewers? There's all these little beer machine companies out here. They're making very little beer, but they're local. And you go to an area and you're at a concert or whatever,
Yep.
and you've got this beer, and you're like, I never heard of this beer. And they're like, yeah, it's made down the street. You're like, oh, that's cool. You know, and they only make enough to supply a certain amount, and they're just getting by, but they're doing it, and they're legally allowed to do that. I want to do craft marijuana. I want to do, you know, what the thing to me is everybody's all about the buzzwords. They love the equity terms and things like that. To me, there's no way to allow a small individual to step up his net worth, his own personal income. There's no better way than allowing somebody that just has a green thumb and a closet to grow himself a couple of pounds a year and go make himself an extra 5 fucking G's a year. Everybody should be allowed to do that. If your shit passes a quality test, you should be allowed to sell a pound and just have a license and pay a certain nominal tax and be an individual craft grower.
I agree 100%. That's one of the big things that, you know, is really interesting that, you know, is present in California's model and has been present throughout, like, the medical 215 days and stuff like that. But we haven't seen catch on in any other states, and that's the distribution license, right?
Yeah.
There ought to be people that go around vetting these farms, you know, checking their stuff out, and if it's good, you know, that's it. You pass testing, you can go on shelves.
Like,
Or if
I should have the ability to have a Mercedes Sprinter van or a Ford Transit van, and I've got a testing facility built in it, and I drive to your excuse me, your apartment or wherever, and you give me your pound, and I take whatever the testing amount required is, and I test it, and I say, okay, it's got X parts per million of this, and it's got parts per million of that, and all of that's under the threshold of requirements in this state. So this is legal to sell here. So what I'm going to do is give you X amount of dollars, and then I'm going to go distribute it, like you're saying. I'm going to take it to Hello Beyond and roll up. Like when I was in California, I was at an Urban Leaf, and some dude walks in with a duffel bag over his shoulder, just thick, fat duffel bag. Walks through, you know, the security guys nod at him, he walks by, they let him in the door. 20 minutes later, he walks back out with an empty duffel bag. I'm like, that motherfucker's got cash on him right now, I know it. You know what I mean? And that makes you a mark, which is a terrible thing, but like, it's the way things need to work until we can actually have banking, which is one of the things that I'm going to do when I get elected president, if nobody gets around to it, because they're all a bunch of half-ass motherfuckers. Mason 2024, 28, or 2032. We're not sure. We've been working on it.
Somewhere in there.
We've been working at it for a long time. We was 2020 until 2020 happened, and now it's 2024. So, you know, I always like to bring up things like this, and marijuana's been a key part of my platform since the beginning. And, you know, I speak often of growing marijuana in the White House.
Because that was one thing when we went to the first cannabis festival for the first time. We're walking around and we're just talking to everybody. I mean, everybody. And I stopped them. I was like, yo, check this out for a second. We're talking to people that normally we wouldn't even talk to if we seen them out and about. Like, none of us would be having the conversations with each other. But we're all here because we like and support this damn plant right here. Like, this brings a lot of people together that you wouldn't normally see. You wouldn't have conversations with a lot of the people we were talking to, you know. And I was like, this is great right here. Like, why make this such a stigma for, oh, this is bad? Nah.
It's because of big money, man.
Well, I know that.
You know.
Well, there was you know, that's one of the things that I noticed when DC first legalized and they had the pop-ups. Which, by the way, I was curious if you guys have been to any of the pop-ups out here in Virginia yet.
No, I haven't.
A big function of them.
I've been to a couple.
Yeah? What'd you think?
I've been to one in like a storage unit. It wasn't that bad. You come in there. I mean, it seemed like they all knew each other, and it was all the same kind of product.
That's
what it seemed like to me.
That seems like what it is. Like, I
And
know.
of course, flower-wise, I'm not really looking for flower. I'm looking for edibles.
Okay, so one of my early trips, I met this dude, and he was like, yeah, come check out my spot, right? And so I do. I go to Adams Morgan, and there's this, like, car garage, like a body shop or something like that.
Yeah.
And I get inside, there's no lights. These dudes got fire going in trash barrels and shit.
Jesus Christ.
They're like, yeah, can you like recommend people to come back here? I'm like,
Sure.
I think I'm gonna die.
Sure, can I leave? I'll do whatever you say. Just let me go.
I'm about to get hacked up in this damn joint. Where y'all got me at?
It turned out they were super nice. They ended up being like, you know, a really important part of the community later, but I'm never apologizing for not sending people to your weird garage in the middle of Adams Morgan, bro.
Yeah, stuff gets strange, and that's the issue with criminalization and peripheral criminalization. You know what I mean? That's why legalization is the only route. Decriminalization to me is just fucking jerking off, man. It's bullshit. Like, we're not going to get anywhere with that. You ain't making nothing jerking off like that. Decriminalization doesn't take into account the concept of like actually having thriving businesses, people making money, individuals being free enough to use while also free enough to supply. And I mean, it's such a grave distance between decrim and legalization. I'll take decrim if it's all you can get, but like, man, legalization needs to happen.
Yeah, because there's still so much with it. Because even you got banks and then even transport.
Well, that's why federal has to be non-scheduled.
Yeah.
It has to be removed from scheduling completely, so that anybody can bank with it. You don't lose your 2A rights. All kinds of things are required for federal legalization in order to make the country more free.
Yeah. Speaking of legalization, what was I going to say about that? So I'm a big supporter of all the social equity movements. Love to see more licenses get in the hands of everyday people rather than a few rich guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we forgot a key part of this process along the way. The reason that we got legalized in the first place is because these rich guys were going to be allowed the opportunity to make money.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at like what just happened in, I believe it was South Dakota. South Dakota had was on the ballot this year for an election to legalize cannabis, and they didn't make it happen because due to some quirks in their laws out there, having to run everything as like a single issue, they couldn't create like in the same bill an industry, and so industry dollars did not back it. And the guy who was running it even said like, they pretty much, the industry ignored us over here in South Dakota, and so it did not pass. There is a compromise, a trade that was supposed to be happening, and so now things have changed, and we're like, hey, we don't want you guys getting all the licenses and then selling mids and for $60 an eighth plus 30% tax and et cetera, and and I definitely am down with that, but we do have to recognize that it's a pay to play game, and that was part of the whole deal. So
to me, it's not necessarily don't let people with money invest in this industry. It's don't let people without money not be able to claw their way in. And that's where I want to see that craft, small batch individual be able to say, thrive and get his foothold and become something bigger. And because nobody likes rich people for being the fact that they're rich, but rich people have the right to exist. I'm not burn the rich or anything like that. You got big money, you want to invest it, that's cool. Holler at me, man. I'm looking to run for president, trying to be a producer on the entertainment industry with here making this show and all this good stuff. You know what I mean? I like people with some money. I wouldn't mind having friends with money. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking that. I'm simply saying the small time people like me. I had enough money to invest myself into this thing that I'm doing here and keep making it look more and more professional, and that's what I'm continuing to try to do.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad skill set to have, you know what I mean? But to not allow people the right to do that, it would be a travesty, You can't take away people's rights to do what they want to do, and that's what I think the core of legalization versus decrim and criminalization really is allowing everyone to have the right to do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Well, it comes down to this limited licensing thing that we see in so many states. Right? That's what I agree. A license should not be a guarantee to print money. A license is an entry ticket to the game.
Right.
And if you show up on the field and you are outperforming the rest of your competition, then you deserve to make money. And the market should be able to have the opportunity to vet out who's good and who's bad.
Yeah,
Instead
exactly.
of like, we got 6 growers and 20 dispensaries, and you know what I mean? Like, fuck all that. Let anybody who wants to compete like any other business.
And
Goddamn right. That's exactly my point.
and the week will end up just falling out, and like, hey, this didn't work for us. Maybe we can.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
You got to pheno hunt capitalism. That's how it's got to work. Like, you've got to look for the best ones, and the bad ones fall off. That's why I don't really consider what we're in pure capitalism. I consider it crony capitalism, which is why, like, companies like General Motors doesn't go out of business. It gets bought out because it's, quote, too big to fail. But Hostess Cupcakes, they go out of business. What happens? Somebody buys the rights to Hostess, and a year and a half later, we can go get Twinkies again. Like,
Yeah, they just changed the formula.
oh no, they didn't have a Corvette in 2012. What a travesty. Then they came right back in 2013. Somebody bought the rights to it or whatever. Like, it's offensive. You've got to let the weak fail, and you've got to let the good rise. Like, it's just, it's the law of nature, man. Fuck.
Yeah. Shit. Natural selection. There you go.
It's weed communism is what it is.
Yeah.
Goddamn commie weed bastards.
The new reefer madness. Common weed.
Commie weed.
I bet you that's a strand.
Yeah, it's a Washington State strand.
Oh man, yo, life is good though. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, to see where we're at now, anyway, because you're not hiding.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
I'm not hiding.
You're not. It's not that same. Oh fuck, man, you gotta throw this shit away.
If you had told 22-year-old me that I'd be doing this around 40, I'd been like, bitch, please. I gotta be on camera smoking weed, talking to people about weed.
Yeah,
Are you
no
fucking
shit.
kidding me? Like, smoking weed with my friends smoking weed, talking about weed and how it needs to be legal. Are you kidding? Bullshit. That's never gonna happen. Oh, well, here I am.
Hey,
Didn't see it coming,
nah.
but here I am.
And bam, and it's just gonna hopefully get better as these old heads kind of die
It's
off.
gonna get better, man.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be cynical like that, but the old heads kind of gotta go.
Well, Mike, that's why I keep running for president, dog. One of these days, these old motherfuckers are gonna be out the way.
The old motherfuckers will be us. You know what I mean?
That's right.
We have a thing or two on some shit now, because once they're gone, we replace you. Remember that?
Yeah, we're like when Mike Tyson was coming for Linux.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, Biden.
We know we next.
I'm coming for you, Biden.
We know we next.
I'm coming for you, Donald Trump.
And we know we out here. Y'all motherfuckers ain't got much left.
Gotcha, bitch. Got no choice.
Exactly. Everybody got to go. One day it's going to happen. Hopefully we're here long enough to see that shit happen, though.
I sure hope so, man, because
You know
we're
what
going
I
to
mean?
keep podcasting when I get elected president. We're going to do this every Sunday out of the White
And the
House.
Oval Office? No, we got to do it in the Lincoln bedroom.
Yeah, I got-
That'd be the-
Well, the Lincoln bedroom's going to be the grow room,
30
too.
years,
There's going to be
man.
grow rooms everywhere,
I
dog.
got 30 years.
It's a whole new fireside chat. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's going to be no mids here, fireside chat, bitches.
Where they have, what line is the Easter egg roll on? Like the East line or some shit? That's where you have that shit at. Fuck the Easter egg roll. We're not doing that.
No, it's going to be...
Come pick your own.
No. Easter's early enough. We're going to do the Easter egg thing, and then we're going to plant. Like, it's going to be like 2 weeks after Easter or whatever, we're going to get everything going outdoors.
Fucking let the kids, cultivate the land on Easter.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to have them all out there in spiked shoes. They're going to be out aerating.
Yeah, aerating. Like, get your shoes while you roll the Easter egg
That's
across
right.
the
You
lawn.
get special aerating shoes to do the Easter egg hunt.
Uh-huh.
And they're all going to be like, do we get to take them home? Be like, no. We need those for next year.
Yeah. This is just for today.
See, because that would be government waste, and we're not about that on, the Mason administration.
going.
That's right, man. We're gonna reuse this shit.
The whole East Lawn
I'm
be
gonna have
straight.
that thing from middle school, the thing on the lawnmower that goes around and like pokes all the holes in the ground.
Yeah, the area.
I'm gonna have one of those, just like it's literally. We're gonna buy the old one from like the local school. We're gonna just fucking rock that shit. You know what? One of the things I like to say when I'm talking about being president is, no government building is gonna have nicer bathrooms than the local school system. Get the fuck out of here with all that marble shit. We're going to invest properly. Everybody's getting getting linoleum rolled out on the floor, man.
Bamboo tiles is the hot lick now.
Is that the hot? Is that expensive?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're not doing that then, man.
Yeah.
We're buying the floor out of here when they get rid of it. We're putting that in.
Nah, this is real. You can't find this.
Yeah,
This
you
is
gonna
real
This might have some value.
This is good shit right here.
You know,
56-year-old wood. This is like real tree shit. You know?
Yeah.
Like real
This
tree
shit's
shit.
sturdy right here. It ain't going nowhere.
this is the stuff when they have the TV show about remodeling the house. They rip up the carpet and they go, "Oh my God, look at this! We
Yeah.
can totally resurface
Yeah,
this.
there's probably-
This is going to
yeah.
save us so much money."
Yep.
Yeah.
They polish it up, pledge the fuck out of it.
Yeah, you can't make that shit. You can't make none of this shit no more.
Fuck no,
So
man.
ass full slave quarters right here, bro.
Yep. Pretty much is what the fuck it is. Like, fuck, even the house I'm in, old as fuck, but I mean, it's built better than the new houses that are here.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
This house ain't nice.
Look, this
I mean, this house is actually sturdier than some of the new shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying you can run into it and it ain't gonna fall down.
Exactly.
That ain't
I mean,
nice.
like,
There's
yeah,
a difference.
The outside of this house is actually brick. It's actually
you can
brick
punch
and
Mike
mortar.
Tyson, but he ain't nice to you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
But like I said, this
he's
joint
not
here,
gonna fall down.
this joint is actually brick and mortar. Like it was made, brick and mortar. It's not the outside paneling is that fake ass brick like AutoZones and shit like that. You know what I mean? It look like it's brick, but it's not brick. You can hit that shit and you're gonna punch a hole right through
Right,
it.
it's really just foam in the shape
You're
of
talking
brick.
about plywood and drywall back.
That's it.
Separate
You basically are living in a goddamn gigantic fucking hot box. Like
Any
that
real
motherfucker's
Chinese
gonna,
man could
it's gonna light up.
right through that
proper
around.
kung fu.
Hey,
Daniel's son be rocking right through them walls.
D-Sang, come on out here and hang out with us Friday night, D-Sang. We go to the neighborhood. Try this real quick.
Cause I mean that's just it. You got these houses going for like 500 fucking thousand that are just you throw a match in that bitch and it's up there. It's gonna be John Blaze. But fucking this one's gonna take a minute.
No, the walls will still be here because these
Yeah,
bricks
that's
are
what I'm
real.
saying. The bricks are good.
Yeah.
So even if this motherfucker burned out, you just re-gut it and boom, you're good to go. The house I'm in, man, old as fuck, but that bitch is sturdy than a motherfucker, man. That bitch ain't going nowhere, bruh. That bitch is like 108 years old and still fucking gravy. Like, updated the windows and all that shit in it. That motherfucking house is built to actually last
Yeah,
and withstand some shit.
It's 100 plus. Somebody built that for real.
That's what I'm saying.
They were building that to live there for
Exactly.
100 plus years.
Exactly.
That was the
exactly.
plan.
These houses now, nah, they're not like that. They're here. We just want to have you hurry up and get you in this motherfucker. Get you in here and let me start getting your money.
Yeah.
That's basically. Come on in here. Let me start getting this money from you.
Quickly, can we build this house so we can build the next one?
Cause
Sell them all.
man, the joints that are out here in Haymarket, them motherfuckers, they built them bitches and the whole neighborhood was sold out before they were even done building. I'm like, goddamn. I can't have my neighbor being right here. I can't open up my window and see this motherfucker's ass in the window when he's taking a shower or some shit. That's not a sight you
If you
want
were
to see.
living next to the unit and saw him bathing on a regular basis, like that would be a terrible thing.
I'm not saying that shit.
Hey, man, I don't know, bro. I'll tell you what.
This motherfucker talking about he busted in the
Look at
shower.
that bud I got right here. I'm sure there'd be at least 2 birds fucking.
Somebody's ready for that.
There'd be
huh?
at least 2 birds fucking.
No, you don't like the birds because they're gonna start making
No,
noise.
I'm just saying,
fucking, they gonna be more birds.
Less is less. I come out there, throw something over the shoulder, something like that. You know what I mean? Like a shampoo commercial or something like
See,
that.
but that's the
It's
thing.
bound to get some fellas flocked about that.
You
bitch,
with
for
your mullet hair and like some proper Tresemme products going on in that bitch.
Treseme's the devil, they say. It's not.
I'm telling you.
It's
Said
not-
That's what I said. Treseme's the devil.
They said it's bad. It's bad.
Tresemme's bad.
Yeah, it's bad or something. So I stopped using Tresemme.
You stopped using Tresemme.
Yeah.
So what do you use now, L'Oreal?
Now I'm going whatever's on sale. I tried this coconut shit that it ain't really worked that well. Now I think I got the herbal of the essence. I think I'm gonna try
Herbal
that
of the
out.
essence, because that's
I'm gonna
got a
try
bunch
that
of
out.
stuff
They
going
got
on.
fancy commercials.
That's supposed to be
Chicks be
good.
doing a bunch of shit on there. I'm gonna try it.
You remember the good ones back in the day where the chicks were having an orgasm when they were
That's
using
what,
that shit?
that's what I'm looking for. That's the one I was looking for. Better what that look like.
That's what you
know
got.
Yeah.
Herbal essence was that
but
one.
I ain't got that tub. I ain't tried it yet. I don't know. If I get off fucking tomorrow after I get home, I'll let y'all know. I'll be using it every day there for sure. Yeah.
We coming in.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, he washing his hair. Like, all right, come on, man. Blow the lavender candle out, man. Put the shampoo on.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that said, we're going to have to bring this madness episode of the Mason and Flint Show to a close.
Oh, Oh, yeah.
We'd like to thank the gentleman Toker for stopping by.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. This has been a blast.
No problem, man. You're welcome anytime. And remember, be nice to people that look like you. Be nice to people that don't look like you. Don't be a dick.
Little bits by little bits, ladies and gentlemen. Keep moving forward.
That's right. Don't forget to check out old episodes as well as new episodes. And
like, share, subscribe.
And check out the Gentleman Toker shit too.
Yeah.
Especially
Gentleman
if you're
Toker.
looking for
drop your shit, man. Tell them where they can see and where they can find anything about you, man.
Yeah, thanks. So we got a podcast. It's the Gentleman Toker podcast. We're dropping new episodes every Tuesday on gentlemantoker.com, on Apple, on Spotify. We're talking to people all across the cannabis, hemp, psychedelic spaces each week. I just really love talking to all these different people doing so many different interesting things in this new wave of medicine and legalization we got going on. So definitely check that out.
Hell yeah. Y'all heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Follow that man. Check him out.
Absolutely. And, don't forget, what am I saying, Mike? Where am I at?
Peace be with you, man. We love y'all.
Don't forget, we love you very much.
Oh, yeah. Protect your energy.
Protect your energy. Protect your mental wealth.
All that shit. Go to therapy.
If you need
it. One more time, shout out to motherfucking Shay, Mr. Get the motherfucking party started, brother.
Yeah, for real, Shay, holla at me, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, peace be with you, motherfuckers. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Gone.
Peace.